All right. So, yeah, before I move on to any of the topics, remember I was speaking about the recording things, right? So I built an app. I mean, it's just in the initial phases. I just started building this evening after my office. So I just built a sample app and I built a web page. I hosted that web page on one of the, Salesforce instances I have. So I'll just give you the URL. So that's a public URL that can be used anywhere. That public URL will have, I'm going to update it here, and it would automatically show up here. So what I basically did is I created an object called SF Recordings, and this object will have like simply 3 fields: recording name, link, and password. So I just did the very basic one. This is the company's, Salesforce org. So I just did the basic org, and then I created a force.com site. I just created a force.com site, and I created a lightning component and all that. We can use this as one of the example to demonstrate what lightning component and all that is. But finally the outcome is like this. So whenever I
Shravan, there is a lot of disturbance from your end,
is it good now?
Shravan, I can't see the screen. I'm not able to see the screen.
Okay. Can you see it now? Sorry, I forgot.
Yeah, now.
Can you see the screen now? Sorry. So here is the app that I was showing. This is the app that I built. And, I think I pasted the URL in the chat window. If you can open the chat window, you'll see, what is the URL, what is the password, the session name. I'm going to improve this. This is just the basic version that I created just today. I'm going to, probably when I find some time, I'm going to improve this web page. But, this web page is built off of this. So basically in one of the Salesforce instance, just like the developer instance that we have, in one of the instance, I created an app called just SF Recordings. And in that app, I created an object called SF Recordings, which would have just these 3 fields, basic 3 fields: recording name, link, and password, which is what you're seeing here: name, URL, and password. So, I just entered the information for all the 10 sessions that happened so far. And if you notice, so you'll see everything I created a Visual Force page, exposed it as a force.com site. We'll talk about these things later when we come to development part. I built a lightning component and I exposed that lightning component in the web page. So this is basically a web page. Like when I say web page, I can open it incognito window. Like this is like a public URL that's in the internet. You can access this URL from anywhere and you should be able to get this. But it's just that this web page or this URL is hosted within Salesforce. So Salesforce is hosting this for me. I'm not using any server or anything. I'm using Salesforce's services to be able to do that. But this thing that you are seeing here is a lightning component. Okay. I mean, again, UI, it doesn't matter. You can build it through Visual Force, Lightning, Angular, whatever technology that you can use. You can use to build the UI, but the data for this is coming from this object. So whatever data that I stored here is being displayed here. So again, there are so many ways. This is one of the app, like one of the most manual way of doing it. I had some other ideas too. Whenever there is a recording, right? Whenever there is a recording, you get that recording to an email. What I can do is in Salesforce, we have something called email handler. So I can read the content of the email and automatically get the link and password from that email content and create a record so that, I don't even have to log in every day to this instance and update the records. I don't know if Cisco offers any APIs, the WebEx offer any APIs. If there is an API that's offered, maybe I could access this data directly by calling the API and creating that records. That's the integration piece. So, I mean, there are numerous thoughts around it, but the goal that I wanted to have is rather than sending you guys an email, every day or after every session, if I have the recordings at one place, you guys can access this you'll have this web page and you can access this web page from any time whenever you want. And I can just, all I have to do is rather than sending, all I have to do is whenever the session happened, I just have to click new and just add one record with those things, and it would automatically appear here. So that's one idea, the basic idea that I had. I had a few more ideas like automating with email. Maybe I'll try it later. Like for now, I'll just try to improve the UI. I know this is good enough, but I just want to make it look more beautiful, okay, rather than just a simple table. Okay, so I'll just close this. So this is the app that I thought I wanted to build, and so are you guys still having problem hearing me?
No, we're good.
Are you good? Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you, but I haven't seen the URL in the chat box.
Oh, okay. Let me paste it again. Chat with all. Did you get it now?
Yeah, no, yeah, good, thank you.
Okay. Okay. Now let's move on to Shiva. I didn't get your question. Are you using in laptop or mobile? I didn't get that. What does that mean? Shiva. Okay. Now let's. No sound. Who is this saying they can't hear? Oh, okay. Sorry, Shiva. I don't know. Who is the participant that cannot hear? I mean, whoever is the person who cannot hear, they should join the audio. Yeah, Ramesh, I think you need to join the. Let me stop the recording for a second. Recording. All right. So I think yesterday we spoke about the junction object concept. But I asked you guys to do an exercise about student course and create a course registration object. I think Vijay, you sent me an email. Were you able to get it right after my response?
After your response, I didn't have time to do it, but tonight I'll create all the three objects and do it. It would be a master detail relationship, right? From
it can be anything. See, I wanted you to get the junction object concept. It can be any relationship. So what did you do in your example yesterday? I saw a student object. That's good. Then I saw a course object. But on the course object, I saw in the screenshot, from the screenshot, what I figured is you have a lookup to which one?
Student. So this is the course BSIT or Business Ethics.
Okay.
And Rajesh is the student who will be pursuing this course.
This course. But using that approach, do you see a design flaw in that approach? Like, if somebody else, like, if somebody else want to take the same course, how would we do that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
like, you have a course, BUS 501 is the course.
Right.
Your example is good. Rajesh wanted to take BUS 501 as a course. But Shravan also wants to take the same course. How would you do that?
Point.
Yeah, that's why we need a junction object. You know what I mean?
So junction
using
object will be created on course registration.
No, the junction object name that's a third object, which is called course registration, which should have one lookup to student and another lookup to course. So it would have two fields. It would indicate, okay, Rajesh, like one field will say Rajesh and one field will say BUS 501. You can create another record that would say Shravan and BUS 501. You can create another record. So that way, that object will tell you like the actual course registration, how many people are able to register for that course.
Got it. Now I got it, everything.
Yeah. Good try though. Good try.
Thanks.
Anybody else? Guys, anybody else did that? Like created the student course registration? Anybody?
Yeah, I created it, Shravan, but when I am trying to open that and when I wanted to view it, it's taking, I mean, it is opening in conference management app.
Okay.
Can I
It
share
doesn't
my
matter.
screen?
Like, yes. Let me give you presenter rights. This is good. We want to. This is Deepti, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Let me make you the presenter. Change role to presenter. Yes, I made you the presenter.
Okay. Can you see my screen, Shravan? Yeah. See here, when I wanted to see what I have created, when I'm trying to open it, it's taking me here in conference management app.
Okay. Actually, it doesn't matter. Like the app doesn't matter. So do you? So where did you add your like? Okay. So where do you want to see your student object? Do you want to create a different app called course app or something like that?
No, actually, I have just created three objects, and when I have done everything, when I wanted to check it, like what I have done, so at that time so I don't find anything like, I mean, where did it go like that? So when I was
Okay.
checking everything, so I have seen in this conference management. So I was wondering,
Okay.
did I do any mistake with this?
No, nothing. So did you create tabs for the objects that you created?
Yes, I created.
So you created a student tab, you created a course tab. Okay, you created the tabs.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Here.
Okay, good. Course, student, and course registration. Okay, just one thing. I mean, it's not a mistake or anything. You don't have to name the tab as student object. You don't. I mean, I know it's a test environment, but course object. The tab name can just be course or courses. Or student object. The tab name can be students. And I know it's tiny, but did you notice all other names like accounts, A capital, like streaming channels, tabs?
Yeah.
I know it's test, but it's a habit. You cannot, like, if you're used to doing that. The reason why I say why I was particular about it, I have an intern working for me in my in the office right now. He's just got out of college. And, whenever I ask him to do something, he does it so fast, but all the names that he does is like this, he doesn't care about capital letters, small letters. He just doesn't care about those things. And I get annoyed with him sometimes for those. But, that's not the matter now. But, yeah, just make sure, even when you're practicing, do it the right way. Okay? So good.
Yes.
Now you have this. Okay, all right. Let's do one thing. Can you create an app? Just close this. Just click setup. No, setup. Yes, good. Yeah, click setup. Click that one. Yes, click setup.
Yeah, I'm trying to click, but
What's happening? Are you unable to click?
yes.
Yeah. Is it not allowing you? Oh, okay, good. Yeah.
It's
Just
taking
let's
time.
quickly create an app. Let's quickly create an app. This is good. Actually, this is a good question. Let's clarify a couple concepts with this.
Before it didn't take, like when I wanted to create something, it's not taking much time. But today when I'm trying, I don't know, this Salesforce logging page is taking more time.
Okay, good. That's a good scenario. Okay. Now, because you said that, right? This is a scenario that would happen sometime in a production instance as well. People would say, hey, my Salesforce is very slow today. What's happening and all? What do you guys do? As an admin, what would you do? Can you open a tab? Like, can you go to a new tab? Just leave this alone here. Leave it here. Click a new tab. Just go to, in a new tab. So, Deepti, can you go to trust.salesforce.com in a new tab? Yeah, trust.salesforce.com. Yeah. Okay. Click on, scroll down a little bit. Yeah, click on system status. You see the status.salesforce.com. Yeah, click on status. What's your instance? Your instance is NA85, right?
Yes.
Okay. So when this page loads, just check if there is anything going on with, search with your instance NA85. Like type in NA85 there. Yeah, just hit search. What? So I think they don't have anything specifically. They are just saying at 11 o'clock, they had some issues with Scratch or develop. That's not related to our what you call the slow performance, but at least they are saying that they had some issues today and they solved that issues by 3:34 or whatever time that is. But this is so usually what happens is sometimes the data center will be down. Sometimes, few things would, like when Salesforce is doing some maintenance, if the org is slow, if you come to trust.salesforce.com, first thing rather than debugging or anything, you need to get to this in trust.salesforce.com and see what is the status. If the status has a yellow icon with, whatever the reason, you'll just copy this URL and send an email to everybody saying, hey, Salesforce is a little bit slow today because they're doing some maintenance. That's why you might be seeing some performance, degradation or something like that. Rather than you might not find a bug, but ultimately you might realize that there is something wrong with the instance. Okay, so that's why first thing that you do is go here and check what's going on with your instance. Okay, now let's go back to your tab. Okay, you were creating an app, right? In the app menu. Yes. Yeah, click app manager.
See, this is what happening for me today.
Is it taking too long?
Yes.
I'm in NA85 too. Let me see what. Yeah, I'm in NA85 too. Let me see. No, it loads pretty fast for me. Probably your internet, maybe. I don't know. It's probably your internet because I'm in NA85 too, and it works pretty fast for me. Okay, yeah, just click create a new Lightning app. Just name it course registration. Okay, good. Yeah, the developer name can be it will auto-populate it. Okay, good. Scroll down. Just hit next. Hit next. Hit next. Okay, good. Here, choose student, course, and like whatever the tabs. These are all the tabs that you created. So yeah, just choose student and drag, like, you can right click. You need course as well, right? You can type it on the top. Yeah. Oh, no. Did you move too fast? Can you go back to one step? Click back on the left side. No, on the left side, left corner. Yeah. Go back to the previous step. Yeah. Here, you need more, right? You need course object as well, right? With the type to filter list, can you type course? Yeah, good course object here. Yeah. Drag the course registration too. Yeah, just drag the course registration too. Yes. Yeah, click next. Just say system admin for now because we don't have any users, right? We are only enabling it for system admin. So make this app available only for system admin. So nobody else will see it from now. Good. Yeah, save and finish. Now go to app manager, go to the app launcher now. The dots, red dots here. Yes. Click on your app. Just click on it. I definitely think this is internet, Deepti. I don't know. Does everything else works fine?
Yeah, everything is working fine, but since today morning itself, this problem has started.
Okay. Now, you see, you have course registration app, you have student, course, and course registration. See, here is one thing that I want to tell you. Now, objects are independent of apps. When I say objects are independent of apps, what I meant is you can create an object. I was trying to explain this. You can create an object. Object is nothing but a table. You can create numerous apps and you can share the object between apps. See, app is nothing but it's just a container. We are saying, okay, course registration is an app. In this app, I'm going to expose student object, student tab, course tab, and course registration tab. Like, we have decided. If you want to expose account contact, you see, while creating the app, Salesforce is giving an option, hey, what are the navigation items that you want to add? And we only added these 3 navigation items. If you want, we can add more. Let's say you created an object, you created a tab, but you didn't include that tab under any app. So what happens? When you don't include that tab under any app, it would, like whenever you try to access it, it would display under the current tab that you are in. Okay. So what happened previously for you? What happened previously for you was you had an app called conference management. Okay. But you didn't had an app or anything like for student object, course object, and course registration. But you went to the app manager and you were trying to access the student tab. And it was just opening in the current tab that you are in. You didn't make a mistake or anything. It was because you had access to that tab, it was just opening there. That's it.
Okay.
Okay. Now, can you click new on the student object? Can you just click new? Let's try to create a new record. I just want to see the fields that you created. Okay, good. Student object. See, that's the thing. You see, the moment you name your table as object, it comes everywhere. Okay, you have student name, you have the student ID, which is the auto number, right? Did you create an auto number field?
Yeah, I have created.
Okay, good. It's gonna auto generate a number. Student email, student address. Okay, fine. Yeah, this is good enough. Can you hit cancel? Go to the course object. Just click new. Oh, you made the same thing. Course registration. Okay.
What I did was when you were talking to Vijay, master detail relationship, I gave it to course registration.
Okay. Yeah. We are not supposed to do that. Is everybody's understanding more around this, what we are trying to do? So here is the thing. Like, let's say you create a course. Okay, let's do something. Can you click cancel? Click cancel and go to course registration object. Go to just course object. In the object manager, like I want to go through setup.
Here?
No. Hit setup. I want you to edit the object. I want you to go to place where you can edit the object details. Sorry, guys. I know this is taking time, but hopefully this is helpful for everybody. It's important for me to know your perspective of how you're doing things. This is a good experience for me. Just click Object Manager. Okay, go to Course Object. Yeah, click on Course Object. I like the object name, Cool Test Object. Go to Fields and Relationships. Can you delete the field? Can you delete the? Can you go and try to? Yeah. I just want you to delete that. Can you refresh the page? Yeah. Okay, good. So, course code, course major, course name. Okay, good. Now, can you go to course registration object? In the object manager, from the object manager, can you go to course registration object? Yeah. Okay, go to fields and relationships. Good. You have a lookup to student. Good. Can you also create another field? Like click new. Just click new. Okay. Click new and choose master detail. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whatever it is. Yeah, choose master detail. It doesn't matter whether it's lookup or master detail. But yeah, let's just, which related to course. Right? You already have a lookup relationship to student. Now you are creating another relationship field to course. Okay, good. Take next. Just accept all the defaults and save. Can you just, yeah, okay, yeah, accept all the defaults and hit save. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's a good error. I did notice you already had records in course registration. You know what? Let's just create a lookup relationship. Can you just go back? I'll tell you what this is. It's a good, actually that was our today's class. Difference between lookup and master detail. That's a good example, but I'll tell you later. Yeah, click new. Just create a lookup. Yeah. Same course object. Yep. Save. Okay. Now let's go back to our app, the course registration app. Okay. So we have students. You already created some student records. Good. Okay, you have students. Good. Can you click course object once? Yeah, let's click course object. Good. Can you delete the record that you have? Just delete this. No, delete the record. Delete the existing record. Yeah. Yeah, delete it. Yeah. Good. Can you click new now? So name would be probably just say just BUS 501. Man, I cannot forget my master's courses. Yeah, just say BUS 501. Yep. Oh, sorry. I think the name would be right. Name is, yeah, even code just put 501. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like BUS 501 is the course name. Course code is B501. It doesn't matter what it is. B501. 501. Yeah. Course major is MBA. Just put MBA. Yeah. Yeah. Click save and view. We will just create few more records here. Okay. Because in order to demonstrate this example, we need more records. I need more course records. I want you to create more course records. Click new again. Yeah, new. Just say BUS 502. 502. Same code is B502 and course major is MBA. Click save and new. Not just, yeah, click save and new. Good. Okay, now type in CSC 501, whatever, like CSC 501. And then, yeah, major. No, course major can be different for this. Like it can be
Oh,
computer science. You can edit the record.
yeah.
Yeah, create this one and then you can go back and edit the first one. So yeah, CSC 502. Yeah, C502. Yeah, just say computer science. Okay, just save it. Yeah, go back and change the go back and change the C501 record. CSC 501. Yeah, just edit it. Yeah, make it computer science. Okay, just save it. Okay, now, okay, go back to student object. Go back to student. Click on student tab. So our right now what we have here is we have student object in which I think we have 3 students, Divya, Deepti, and Krishna. And then we have a course object. In course object, we have 4 different courses. Okay. Let's assume here, like within whatever records that we have, let's assume Divya is a computer science student and Deepti is an MBA student. Okay. And they have to register for courses, right? So how do they, now I just want to demonstrate how they do. Like, let's say if we establish parent-child relationship between just student and our course, okay? Let's assume if we establish parent-child relationship. So, okay, here is what we want to assume. So, among the 3 names that we have, Deepti, can you just edit and just say Divya MBA? Like, just edit the name. Just for easy understanding purpose, yeah. Just edit the name. Yeah, just say MBA. Yeah, just put MBA. Yeah, save. And for, I think, Deepti, you can put CSC, and for Krishna, put MBA. Just for the understanding. Okay, cool. So here is how our scenario is now. Just like this, there can be, in reality, there can be so many students, but here we are just saying, so Krishna and Divya are 2 MBA students, Deepti is a computer science student, and we have 4 courses, 2 MBA courses and 2 computer science courses. Let's assume we establish one-to-many relationship. So we have Krishna MBA as the student, and then in the course object, we have 2 MBA courses, right? So if one, this person can have multiple courses, okay? But if you establish that, we have Divya also. The same person cannot take same courses, right? You know what I mean? Like there are only 2 MBA course records here. The same records have to be Krishna is registering for the same courses and Divya is also registering for the same course, okay? So there is a many to many, and one course can be taken by multiple people. One person can have multiple courses here. You know what I mean? So the same MBA BUS 501 can be taken by Krishna and Divya, and Divya is taking BUS 501, BUS 502. So one student is taking multiple courses, and one course can be taken by multiple students. So how do we both are now student is a separate object, course is a separate object. There is no way we are telling, hey, this person is taking these courses, this person is taking these courses. These are 2 independent objects. Now, what is course registration going to help us? Okay, can you click on course registration now, Deepti? Okay, so whenever somebody is registering, here is what we will do. Can you just delete all these three? Just delete all the three records. Yeah. Can you delete the C++1 too? Okay. Good. Now click new. Click new. Okay, good. Here now what we'll say is just say who is that MBA student? We have Divya as MBA, right? Yeah. Just say Divya 501. Just say that. Like, the name can be anything. Just say Divya 501. Yeah. And now choose a student record. Like which student you want to choose now on the student object. Oh, why? See, you didn't link it yet, right? You just created a dummy record. Can you click edit on the same record? Just edit. So in the lookup, in the student lookup, yeah, type in Divya MBA. Yeah, you see Divya MBA? Yeah, type in. And in the course, click on course. Yeah. So which one you want to choose?
CSC 501.
No. She's an MBA student. She would choose an MBA course. So
okay. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, BUS 501. Search for BUS 501. Yes. So what is this record saying? Before you say, what is this record saying? Forget about the course registration column. Forget about that column. What is this? So this record is clearly saying Divya MBA is registering for BUS 501. Okay, click save now. Click save. Okay, I want you to create another course registration record. Click on the new, yeah, good. Okay, now just say Divya 502. Just, name we can come up with auto number or anything. Just for the sake of the discussion, just say Divya 502. Choose the student. Who would be the student here? Divya, right? Because, yeah. And what will be the course? BUS 502. Just clear the option there. Just clear it. Yeah, you have 502. You got BUS 502. Just scroll down. Yeah. So good. Hit save. Just save. So what does these two records indicate for us? These two records indicate that Divya was able to register, like for this record is saying, yeah, Divya registered for 502, and the first record is saying Divya registered for 501. Now create another record. Create another record. So just click, yeah, choose Krishna 502. Just say Krishna 502. Yeah, choose the student. Who, of course, it will be Krishna. Yeah. And the course will be 502.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
I have small doubt here.
Yes. Yeah, go ahead.
Just now I have you have created two course registration names, right? Like Divya 501 and Divya 502, but she is selecting the MBA courses, but bus 501 and bus 502. Like what does that mean? Like we are changing the names there, like Divya 501 and Divya 502. Why are we going with two numbers differently? Is that the same person?
See, it's the same person registering for two different courses. That's it.
So what if we can go with like Divya 501 and Divya 501 by selecting the two different courses? Is that possible?
Yeah, see, it's just a text field. You know, this course registration name, forget if even that exists. Okay, it's just a text field. Forget that field exists. Oh, you know, let's only focus on these two fields here. You know, this one I'm asking to type just to help the understanding. So this field can be an auto number. It can be anything.
Oh, okay, sir. Okay.
Okay. So now, can you click on the course registration tab, Deepthi? Okay. So here I just want to, can you click on that wrench icon there? Just the wrench icon. On the right side, yes, click that. No, not that one. The first one, where you were. No, not that one. Like in the list view. In the list view, you click the wrench icon. Yeah, just click that one.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. Can you go to just say new? No, click on new. Click on new. Like in the list view control. Yeah, in the list view control. Like at the wrench icon, right? In the wrench icon, when you see it, not there. Yeah, click new. Just say all. Just say all. Type in all. Yep, good. I like it. You change it to capital. Yeah, click save. Or just say all _1. Just say underscore, like add underscore. Yeah, good. Okay. Now go to the same wrench icon. Hold on, let it load. Okay. Yeah. Click select fields to display. Click select fields to display. Yep. Can you scroll down? Just choose course object. Yeah. Click right icon on the course object. Yeah. Yeah, it's already selected. Yeah, just select it. Yep. And go do the same for student as well. If you scroll down, there will be a student. Yeah. Yeah, hit save. Okay, good. This is the view I wanted. Okay. Now what does this is a course registration table, right? What is this course registration table saying us? Now you see Divya as a person, you know, Divya as a student has registered for both 501 and 502. Krishna registered for 502. Like, you know, this table, basically this junction table is helping us to be able to link, like, you know, one person, the same person being able to, like, you know, Divya as the same person being able to register for multiple courses. And you see BUS 502 is registered by both Divya and Krishna. Like, you know, without this table, like student object is there. Okay. When you click on student, Divya, like, you know, student object is independent and course object is independent, which is, they are called master object. What are these master objects? These are containing, like the student object contains, when you click Divya, if you click Divya's record, can you click on Divya MBA here? From here. No, not from there. Like from here, yes, click on that. See, that's a lookup. It's a relationship field. When you click on that, see, it is automatically taking you to Divya's record. Okay? And click on related. Just click on related, the related tab right beside details. No, left on the detail, like within the detail page. Yeah. Yeah. Click on related. Yes. You see, it is clearly saying that Divya have registered for these two courses. Okay. In the same way, if you go to a course object, it will tell you how many students that are registered. But ultimately, that's not what our goal is. Course registration. Course registration is helping us to, like, the course registration object has a lookup relationship to student and a lookup relationship to course object. In turn, what is helping, like what are we trying to achieve there? By using that junction object, we are able to establish a many-to-many relationship between student and courses. Okay? Does it make sense?
Yes.
Vijay, are you able to get what you did yesterday versus the actual solution?
Yes, yes, it cleared my concept and my doubts, like what I did wrong and what should I do. So
Yeah. So, Deepti, are you a bit clear now what's going on versus what you did yesterday?
Yes, Shravan. Thank you.
Yeah. Anybody else? Anybody tried it out? Or any questions?
Yeah, sure. I did without any mistake. I mean, all the steps.
That's cool. Yeah, if you understand this, right? If you understand this, really, again, the whole. I feel this has nothing to do with Salesforce. In Salesforce, we are just navigating here and there. This has nothing to do with Salesforce. Take any database, take any solution. I mean, without the understanding of these tables and without the understanding of how the relationships are maintained, it's really hard. I cannot even imagine how, people will be able to write requirements or people will be able to even start the development without understanding this relationships concept. Okay, I mean, if you get it, that's great. If not, you see, like we mentioned, don't worry about it. Just go try, create this example multiple times, and you will realize it. At one moment, you will absolutely realize what's going on. Okay? And the more you use it, I want you to be like, I know BP is doing a pretty good job of navigating. I want you guys, when you practice, right, the navigation will become so fast. Like you'll be like, set up, app, like tab, related list, list view controls. You'll become so much familiar with them, and you'll be navigating so quickly. Okay, so if you want, just by the way somebody is navigating, we can easily tell them how much experience they are. Like if you see an experienced person, the way they navigate is so fast because they are used to doing that every day versus a novice person taking so much time to find out where things are. Okay. Good thing is Lightning is not that old, so nobody is that old or that good with the navigation with Lightning. So it's okay. When setup and if you're trying to search and find items, it's great. Okay. Deepti, thank you so much. I'm gonna take it over. Let me present myself. Okay. All right. Now, anybody have questions on that? I really want you guys to try it again. The same thing, or with the conference management app, the way we are doing the session versus speaker. See, exactly like course and student. It's the same example, right? Sessions contain the master information about SFD's administration, REST API development, workbench. So these are all the sessions. And then these are all the speakers that we have. So we have a master list of speakers, like, the common people who are always going to talk at conferences. So the speaker object is capturing all the details of the speakers that are going to usually speak, and the session object is going to capture the master list of sessions that we have. Now, what do we need to do? Like, we need a junction object called session speaker. We need a junction object to be able to say, who are all the speakers that are going to speak at a session. And at the same time, it's many-to-many. We need a many-to-many relationship between session and speaker. And hence, we are using a junction object, called session speaker to be able to add, to be able to establish that relationship between session and speakers. Okay. Now, I promise I will talk about lookup versus master detail relationship. Okay. See, please never get carried away with Salesforce words. So if you read Salesforce documentation, or like if you ask a common question in interview, hey, how do you establish a many-to-many relationship? This is one of the most common questions, in any interview. So how do you establish many-to-many relationship? The answer would be, yeah, I'll use a junction object to be able to establish a many-to-many relationship. Good. But most of the times, if you see people who are used to Salesforce, they'll say, yeah, many-to-many relationship is established by creating two master detail relationships on the junction object. So what their answer is, yeah, we create course registration. We'll create a course registration object, and the course registration object will have two master detail relationships, one to course and one to student, and hence a many-to-many relationship is established between course and student. So the course registration is the junction object. See, that's right. If you establish two master detail relationship, yes, that's many-to-many. But you don't have to create master detail relationship. Even if you create lookup relationship, that's okay. Okay, even if you create lookup relationship, that's fine too. It's still called a junction object, and at the database level, you will be able to achieve whatever you are. But see, this master detail and lookup relationship, I said it's a Salesforce thing. It's not a relational database thing. Like, it's if you go to SQL, or if you are working on any other databases, there is no such concept called, at least as far as I know. Okay, I cannot speak for him, but at least as far as I know, there is no concept called lookup relationship and master detail. This is a Salesforce thing. Now let's try to explore what this lookup and master detail relationship is. Okay, I'm going to SFDC administration, and it has a session speaker. For this SFDC administration, this is the parent record, and I have a child record. Okay, so let me open this in a new tab. See, I'm able to see the child record. So this Rajesh is the speaker, and session is the SFDC administration. This is the child record, and this is the parent record. Okay, and remember, we established master detail relationships. Okay, let's go and check it out. So remember yesterday when I showed you the schema builder, we established master detail relationship between sessions, between session speaker and session. There is a master detail relationship. Now this is the child object, this is the parent object. Okay, here I just go and delete the parent record. Okay, I deleted the parent record. If I go and refresh this, it would say, looks like, see, the child record also got deleted automatically. So if you establish a master detail relationship, okay, if you establish a master detail relationship between two objects, when the parent record is deleted, it would trigger a cascade delete. That means when the parent record is deleted, automatically the child record will also get deleted in master detail relationship. Whereas if you establish a lookup relationship, okay, between two objects, if you delete the parent, the child records will not be deleted. Will not be deleted automatically. Okay, so when you establish a master detail relationship, that's the feature. From the database standpoint, from the regular relationship database standpoint, there is no difference between lookup and master. Okay, they are all the same. But Salesforce is offering some features. Okay, some features like, hey, if you establish a master detail relationship between two records, we will be when you delete the parent record, we will help you we will automatically delete the child object records. Okay, whereas in lookup relationship, if you delete the parent record, the child object records won't be deleted. That's number one. Number two is, there is strong okay. Number two is, this is the important thing. This might not make sense now, but when we talk about security, this will make so much sense. Okay, and I know, when you read documentation, if you say, hey, what is the difference between master detail and lookup, you will notice the first point will be, if you delete the parent, the child records get deleted. You can have roll-up summary fields on master detail, but you cannot have roll-up summary on lookup. I will talk about roll-up summary. Those are the 2 points that you see. But the most important point that is very overlooked, but that has so much significance is, look at this order field. okay, you have a field called order field, right? So on the parent record, I have order field, okay? Now if I go here and if I go to the session speaker, you will not see an order field, okay? When, okay? Now we will talk about the importance of that order field when it comes to record level security, but because now we are talking about the differences, I am letting you know this point that if you establish master detail relationship, okay, between two objects, the child object will not have the order field, okay? It will inherit the order from the parent record, okay? So, if you establish a lookup relationship, whereas if you establish a lookup relationship between two records, both parent and child will have the order field, okay? Whereas if you establish master detail relationship, the child records will not have the order field, okay? It will inherit the ownership. The child record will inherit the ownership from the parent record. Whatever is the parent record, the child object will inherit it from there. That is the most important point with respect to master detail and lookup relationship. But the impact of this we'll talk about when it comes to security. Now, are you guys not having a question where, hey, session and speaker, we have the session speaker object, we establish two master detail relationship, one to session and one to speaker. Now, which ownership? If there are two owners, there is an owner for session record and there is a different owner for a speaker record, which ownership would the child record inherit? Right? Because the session speaker, like take example of course and student, and we have course registration. So we have student object, we have course object. Student object record has a separate owner and course object record has a separate owner. Now, what we are saying is if we establish a master detail relationship, the child object will inherit the ownership from the parent record. But in this case, there are two parents with both master detail relationship. Which record's ownership would be inherited?
Whatever the first one.
That's good. Whatever the first one that we create, whatever the first master detail relationship that we create, it is called the primary master, and the ownership will be inherited from the primary master. Okay? So, whenever, this is really important. So, whenever we are creating master detail relationship, we need to think about this. So, if we need to create a junction object, from the security standpoint, when I say security, the owner field determines the security. We will talk about that when it comes to record level security. The owner field is the most important thing when it comes to Salesforce record level security. So what's happening here is whatever you create as the primary master, the first field, whatever you create, it is called the primary master and the ownership is inherited from the primary master. Okay? So whenever you are creating a junction object using master detail relationship, you need to be cautious about, okay, which object's ownership I want to inherit for this object. Based on that, you will create, the primary master of that object and the other one as the secondary master. Okay? Now, it doesn't matter whether it's primary master or secondary master. As long as you delete the parent record, the child object record gets deleted no matter what, irrespective of what is a primary master or secondary master. Okay? As long as you have a master detail relationship between parent and child, when you delete the parent record, the child records get deleted. But if from ownership standpoint, the ownership of the child records will be inherited from the parent record of the primary master. Okay? But in lookup relationship, you don't have to worry about this. Both parent and child will have their own fields. The child will not inherit anything from the parent. Okay? So, I will touch base this again, on lookup versus master detail when we really come back to sharing again. Okay. I just want, by the time we finish this relationship, object relationships and the security and sharing, I want us to think about, like, I want us to focus something on why, like, if I ask a question, hey, what is the scenario? Give me an example of a scenario when you would choose a master detail over a lookup. Okay, we need to be able to answer a few things. Okay, rather than giving a generic answer, like I promise, if you ask 1,000 Salesforce developers, what is the difference between lookup versus master detail? They'll say, hey, if you deal with the parent-child records, roll up somebody, they only talk about this. But if you ask the same question, hey, give me couple scenarios where you would use a master detail relationship versus a lookup relationship. And when we give that scenario, when we ask, hey, why can't the lookup solve this? Why do we really need a master detail here? So when we should be able to form 2-3 scenarios and explain why lookup is the right choice here versus master. We need to be able to give 2-3 scenarios, because anybody can read the document and give those differences of, if you deal with the parent-child gets deleted. But, we need to really talk about security from the ownership standpoint. Okay, that's the important point. The inheriting of the ownership from the parent record to child is possible or will happen only, when we use master detail. And again, these are just Salesforce things. Okay, Salesforce as a platform is giving us those features. Okay. All right. Yes.
Yeah, we need to go for master detail relationship in those scenarios where, there is no use of a child when the master is deleted. In those kind of scenarios, we will go for. Apart from that, all the scenarios will be met with the lookup. That's what it is.
Not really. So yes, the important thing is, if the child record doesn't make sense, like employee salary, when the employee record is deleted, we don't need the employee salary, right? So when the child record is useless, with the parent record is deleted, yes, we want to trigger a cascade deletion. So we use master detail. That's one good thing. Now, in those scenarios, we use master detail relationship. But there are other scenarios. Okay, other scenarios. One other scenario. I just want to talk to you quickly about it. Let's say I go to sales app. Okay, I go to opportunity. Okay, let's say we create a child object to an opportunity. Okay, we will create a child object to opportunity, some custom object. Okay, let's call it service, or let's call it risk approval. Let's call that object name as risk approval. It is a child object to opportunity. Remember what I told you? The opportunity has an owner. So owner means this is the person who has access to this record and who will be responsible for this record. Okay. Now you want to create a child object called risk approval, which is going to be a child object of opportunity. Of course, one thing is, hey, would a risk approval record make sense when the opportunity is deleted? If it doesn't make sense, okay, you can create a master detail. But the other important thing that usually people skip, but that needs to be considered is, what is the security? When I say security, should the risk approval, like people who have access to this, how do I say this? So the other thing that needs to be considered is the risk approval record that you are creating here, right? The child object record. If that risk approval record should only be accessible by the people who have this access to the opportunity, yes, master detail works case. But if you have a requirement where you need to have a risk approval child object record, but people who don't even have access to the opportunity should also be able to access those risk approval records. Even though they don't have access to the parent record, they still have they should still be able to access the child object record. In that case, you need to go with a lookup relationship because you don't want your child object to inherit the ownership from the parent. So like when the security, like you need to think about that security concern. For example, like account. Okay. Under account, you have contact. Okay. Under account, you have contact. So if you delete the account, if the contacts have to be deleted, yeah, that's one scenario where you consider the master detail. But now if you notice here, contact has its own owner field. If you notice, contact has its own owner field and account has its own owner field. Okay? That means what does that mean? That means you can control the security. When I say security, it's not hacking or that kind of security. I'm talking about record level security. Because both fields have their own owner fields, you can control, like even though people who do not have access to this account record, you can make sure they can access this contact record. Okay? Even though the people who don't have access to this contact record, you can make sure they can access the account record. Okay? That's why this thing makes more sense when we talk about record level security. The point that I'm trying to say is, if you have lookup relationship between two objects, you get independent owner field. When you get owner field separately for each object, you can control the record level security. Who can see this record? Who can access this record? You can control the record level security separately for that for each individual object. Whereas if you have a master detail relationship, you cannot do that. Whatever security that applies for the parent object, though the same security will be applied for the child object as well. It is good in most cases. It is also bad in some cases, especially in account contact scenario. In account contact scenario, we need people to be able to access contacts independent of accounts access. Sometimes. In some cases, yeah, if they don't have access to the account, we don't want users to be able to access the contacts under it. So that's why even though the deletion, the parent-child record deletion is one good criteria, we also need to keep the security in mind too, like, whatever the security settings. Okay, we'll talk about the record level security is a good concept. We'll talk about it. When we talk about it, I'll give you more examples. But hopefully that gives you some idea of where I'm getting at. All right. Yes. So, okay. I promised my wife for a movie. Okay, so I'm gonna stop the